our next one is going to be how to create a simple box plot, right? No, a box plot is basically like a graphical method that we use to display variation that is present in our data set, right? And the box plot would show us different aggregation functions like the median, the quartiles. It will also show us the outliers. We can see the whiskers. And then the other thing it does, when we talk about variation, we have within group variation and between group variation, right? So it basically shows us all of those different things, the variation that's happening between the different groups that we're trying to compare, right? So in this example, we will look at the variation of sales, or would create a box plot that can show us the variation of sales by the quarter, right? So let's try to do that, right? So the first thing I want us to do is to grab the order date and put it in the columns, right? But then we're just going to make it discrete and we'll click on quarter, right? Then we take the sales and we'll put it in rows, right? So this is basically how it comes out at first, right? I'm like, oh, is that not weird? Yes, it's weird because that's not a box plot. That's a line chart, right? So now you're gonna go to show me, which is basically I like it because it's a quick way for you to create a particular kind of chart that you have in mind, right? So here we have a box plot in mind. So all we just need to do is click on this, and if you click on the box plot, it immediately gives you a box plot here. But it's showing us only one box plot, right? Which is, I'm like, okay, what is going on? So, and then the other thing you would observe is that it's taking out our dimension from columns and it's putting it on the max card, right? So we could move it back there. I'm just going to move it back to there. And then we're going to grab the order date again, and we're going to put it as a detail. Oops. We're going to put it as a detail, right? Now you have the 4 different box plot that we're looking at, like we're looking at the 4 quarters, right? So I would make this entire view right, or oh no, it's the same thing. Fit height. I don't know if I want to keep it this way. No, I'm just gonna make it entire view, right? So we can see our box plot. And then once you hover around it, you have the label comes on. So you could see the upper whisker, the lower whisker, and the median, right, for each quarter, right, how much was made. And then just basically looking at it, you could see that there is some between group and within group variation, right? Basically quarter 1 and quarter 2 have very low between group variation. But then if you compare quarter 1 with quarter 4, there's a high between group variation, right? Also, you could see the within group variation between all of them, right? They have different spread of how the data is spread within each quarters, right? So that's that. We could also change the colors, right? Maybe let's see. So what I did was you can click on the box plot, like right click and click on format. And then you could change the fill, right? So I'm just going to go with this one, right? A green. Let's see. So that's, yeah, a green, because I think this other one is like a forest. So I'm just going to go with green, right? So the green looks pretty decent, right? So, and as usual, I'm just going to do some cleaning up, remove this one, format this. So All of this just requires you to keep practicing, right? And you basically know where things are, so you could format things very quickly and easily. So this, and then I don't want any grid lines. Okay, so now that's my box plot, right? So you could see Q4 has more sales. We have more sales in Q4 than all the other quarters, right? So let's rename this variation of sales by quarter. Okay, so now you know how to create a box plot. So let's have this as box plot.